This time my family and I came to what you already recognize behind me, Lake of Como. We are on a cycling tour and spoiler alert, I did not get to the place where I am right now by bicycle. Let's go! I came I don't know how many times to I think it's the first time that I remember excellent food. 5:28 in the morning. I'm gonna see if I can go a bit higher up in the mountains here and see the sunrise over the Lake of Como. 6:15 and I managed to make it up to about 750 meters of altitude. Somebody who is familiar with the Lake Como would recognize the one below as the Isola Comacina. 860 meter of elevation right now. The sun came up from the mountains back there. This here is the famous peninsula where there is the Villa del Barbianello. 950 meters of altitude, and the one back there is the hamlet of Narro. (1,350 meters) and I'm out of the woods. Now there is clear view, that is the direction of Como. Very steep climb, relatively easy to come up in the sense that you just need to have endurance. To go down, I want to see how my knee are gonna handle it. Made it to this first peak and the view is insane. I think I'm the first up here this morning. So we are at 1,550 meters now, around 7:30. I want to continue now on this ridge here, continue and then somehow make it back to the car. Now I'm on the ridge of this small mountain range and beside the view of the lake, look at this small hamlet here. Now it's kind of flat, should be moving faster, and then I'm more concerned on the way down. I made it now to this small group of houses. On one side is the Lake of Como, on the other side down here somewhere there should be the Luganese. And now I need to leave this place, which is magical and probably feels special because it's early in the morning and there's nobody else. Maybe during the day there are more people. Now I walk down as fast as I can to reach my family and get going with the bicycle. Now I made it to the peak of Monte Cordona, which has to have the most panoramic view of the lake, because from here you can see all three branches. And as suspected, the way down is pretty steep. It goes straight down there. And now a moment that looks photoshopped, but it's not. I'm just spinning around myself with the lake behind. I'm actually going back the same way as I came up, as the ridge walk that I did looks the most beautiful way to come up and down the mountain. And back down, my knees and also my quads really suffer a bit, but now let's go to take a shower and the cycling part of the trip will start now. In the split of a second here on the bicycle along the Como, this is the Villa Carlotta. Going along the northern branch of the Comese, not as many tourists as the one of Como, there are less highlights. The north branch of the lake is not the most noble one, which is the one of Como, but it's the only one that has some bicycle lanes around the tunnels.
Lunch in Domaso, in this nice restaurant, Osteria al Porto.
This behind is the pretty port of Domaso, where we also had lunch. After Domaso, up to the end of the lake, there is this beautiful cycling path right on the water, and I could not remember. I've done this route many times and I could not remember this one. This is now the east coast of the north branch of the Lake Como, and now it's the normal road, not too much traffic. That's my wife back there. We stopped in the village of Correno Plinio, which is given as one of these most beautiful villages in Italy. This is called the Village of the Thousand Stairs. I think the reasons are self-explanatory. This is the small port of Corone Plinio, and it's very beautiful, more than expected. And I came like times around the lake, and I cannot remember this specific village. I really want to go to the Orrido of Bellano, which is like a gorge in the city with very powerful water. But we have kind of plans for tonight. We booked a special place to have dinner and to sleep. It's the same villa where my wife and I married exactly 10 years ago. And we're gonna go straight to the ferry and then to the hotel. We are crossing from Ravenna to Menaggio, and this one here is where I was this morning. We are going now in the direction of Como. It's a bit of a weird tour that you're doing because we want to be in that special place. Here we got to the place where we married exactly 10 years ago. Second day of the tour. Yes, I shaved. Probably you noticed the difference from yesterday evening to today. We are still here at the villa where we celebrate our marriage. Today we do the branch of the lake, which is on the side of Como. We started our way on the south branch or southwest branch of the lake. This is the small port of Brienno. There is one stop that I want to see before we take the ferry. This is the locality Ossuccio di Liso al Comacino, which is this village here. Liso al Comacino is actually this island here with a small monastery. And here there is one of the Sacro Monte, which is definitely something I want to do. We came up here to the Sacro Monte di Ossuccio, which is one of the 9 holy mountains in Lombardy and Piedmont region. They are described as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In 2 of my previous trips, I've shown the one in Orta San Giulio and in Gifa on the Lago Maggiore. You can find the videos at the link above or in the description. The one in Orta San Giulio is absolutely the most spectacular one that I've ever seen. This is also really exceptional, both the chapels themselves as well as the view of the lake. And one interesting thing of the sculptures in these holy mountains, and I've seen maybe 5 or 6 of the 9, is that many of the figures, they look the same because the artists, they just took people from the village. And from this point, it's easy to see the whole tour that we do today. So this one here is Bellagio, and we continue along this coast, we cross here, and then we go down this coast back. And this holy mountain is dedicated to the Sacra Vergine del Soccorso, and this is the church on top. We are now leaving Menaggio with the ferry, and we go to Bellagio, which is on the other side. Bellagio fully packed with tourists, which I was not expecting because it is Monday, and also overall in the other places in the past days there were not that many people. We had a quick, not very spectacular lunch in a cafe. We walk around a bit and then we continue. From here the hike of yesterday morning, so I did this bridge here. And the small village here, or hamlet, was right at this point. We are now in the one that I like the most of all the sides of the Lake Como. It's the more scenic, there is less traffic, and there is a bit of up and down for cycling. This one back there, here is the Villa del Balbianello, one of the most famous villas in the whole of the lake. We took a small break in Nesso, which is one of the villages here along the coast, where there is a kind of waterfall. And this is in Nesso by the lake, and now somebody jumps. Lots of fun for everybody, myself. And this behind is the real Orrido, which is kind of another word for a gorge or a canyon. And that's the same bridge where I was before, but seen from the road that we will then do cycling, so from the main road. Here is Como, we are in front of the lake, now the last stretch. Here on this wonderful cycle route just next to the water, there are plenty of villas. The tour is getting to an end, about 1k to destination. We are now in Laggio, where we finish. The tour of the Lago di Como is absolutely great. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.